Hello, hello, it's Laura here, and I'm back for another installment of Sassy Ninja News. But this time, I'm actually going to talk to you about how to host a virtual nappy party. Now, if you haven't done this before, you are in for a treat because actually, nappy parties are really, really fun, and they're a great way of connecting with people and making some sales, obviously, is a byproduct of how successful your nappy party is. So I'm just going to walk you through some ideas. You might have already thought of these things before, but just in case you haven't, then here they are. How to make sales by not leaving your house. Isn't it everybody's dream? Honestly, it means that you can fit selling nappies around anything that you have at home. Like, for example, your little one might be asleep in bed, maybe your partner is sitting on the couch, and you can be down in the office or the bedroom or another part of the house, and you can actually be making sales. Which is, I think, the ultimate when you are a mum, a busy mum at home with your child. This is not something that feels like an added extra that you have to get dressed and put on heaps of makeup and go out somewhere. Of course, we want to look professional, and yes, people will be seeing you, but you could still be wearing your pajamas on the bottom because they're not going to see you because this is a virtual party. All you need for this party is a friend or someone who wants to host a party. You're going to need to have your sassy pants all clean and ready to go with booster pads and, kind of a bit of a demo kit that you've set up for yourself. And of course, you're going to need a Facebook account in order to do this. So the steps that you need to create the most epic virtual nappy party, I think the most important thing is to have energy, right? So right through this whole process, you need to get people on board with feeling excited about sassy pants. The first thing that you need to do is actually find a host. So somebody who actually has possibly used sassy pants before, or they haven't, but they're really keen to use cloth nappies. Maybe they're pregnant and they have an antenatal group that they've already started meeting with, or maybe they've got babies who are like 3 months old and they all meet together once a week and they want to do some kind of nappy party together. They could do it while their kids are sleeping, they could do it at night, they could do it during the day when they normally meet for their coffee group. Having that flexibility of setting a date that's going to be right for your host and their friends is going to be really important. You want to be aiming for about 8 people if you can, because there'll be some people that don't turn up. If you have only 5 people and say 2 people don't turn up and one of them is the host and then you've got 2 of their friends, it's just not going to be worth your time. You want to have a minimum of 8 people. If you can have 12 to 20, that would be amazing. But I guess it depends how many friends that host has. So the second thing to do is to set up a Facebook group and an event. Now, if you don't know how to do this, I'm not going to run through this in this training. You could either Google it or ask our community manager because it's just a techo thing and Facebook changes on the daily. So if I show you how to do it now, technically, then it might not be relevant for the future. So let me know if you need some help or let the community manager know and we can show you how to set up a Facebook group and add an event to that Facebook group. Now, what you want to do is once you've got that Facebook group set up, make sure that you have a nice banner on the top of it that says something like, the time of when the nappy party is going to be. If you haven't used Canva before, then using Canva is a really good idea to make a really epic banner. And then you want to start inviting the host and you want them to start inviting people to join the group as well, so that they can, get all the people who are invited to this nappy party to join. Now, when people join, you want to make them feel really welcome. So giving them a personal message is going to be very important. So make sure that you have in the settings of your Facebook group where you're the only one that can accept people into the group. And that's going to be important because you want to start having a chat with them in their personal messages before you've actually done any live chats. Now, the reason for that is that if I meet somebody for the first time, they do some kind of demonstration and then they start to chat with me in the PMs. I'm like, who even are you? Like, I don't have a relationship with you. I don't know who you are. And I feel like you're just here to sell me things, right? So the way to overcome that feeling is that when people are joining, you actually message them with a welcome, like, hi, it's so lovely to have you in our group. I can't wait for the event. You know, how did you find me, or have you got any questions that I can help you with, that I'll make sure that I'll put into the live party. Have you got any friends who want to join? You know, blah blah blah. Just make conversation with them. The most important thing is that you're actually having a two-way conversation, and that you're building a relationship with them before you actually do the live. So another way that you can also do this is actually to tag them in a post. So you could put a post in Facebook and then say, what are you most curious about with cloth nappies? And you could do that like 1 to 2 days before the live virtual event. So, you know, when your host is inviting people, you don't want the host to invite them on the day of the virtual event. You might be having your virtual event on Wednesday night. You want to make sure you have everybody in your group by Sunday, so that you've got a good 4 days to kind of, you know, be chatting with them, getting them to invite their friends if they want to come along as well, and kind of building a bigger group. The third thing is that you want to tag them in a reminder post the morning of the event to make sure that they're actually going to attend. It's really, really important that they turn up. Probably if you can make your event at a time when they're going to have somebody home, this can really help. For example, if I find that I'm doing an event with young, you know, with mums who have young babies, I know it's going to take them a little bit of time to get their babies to sleep. So I tend to have the event starting at 8 o'clock, because then I know that they've got a higher likelihood of being there, because either their partner can be holding the baby while they're at this event, or their baby's asleep. So the chances of them turning up is a lot higher than if I'm trying to do it during the day, and they might have like a screaming baby or a baby who needs to be fed, and they're getting distracted. And distraction is the biggest issue with virtual parties, because you actually want them to be fully engaged. So one of the things is to make sure that the party doesn't go on too long, so that they're not sitting there for like an hour having to watch you, because they'll just end up scrolling onto Instagram or doing something else. And also to make sure that you're keeping it like super informative and where they're actually at, right? So when you are actually hosting the virtual party, you want to make sure that you have heaps of props and being super interactive. So asking if they have any questions during the live chat. You know, I always like at the start of my live chats to go, hey, pop in the comments and let me know something. So it might be, let me know where you're tuning in from, or let me know if you've tried a cloth nappy before, or let me know, you know. So I'll do that within kind of the first 2 to 5 minutes of being in the live virtual party. I also talk a little bit about myself, because in the virtual party, what I'm trying to do is make people feel like I'm the girl next door. I'm their friend that they're chatting with, and that I'm here to help them, and that cloth nappies are super easy to use. I would also make sure that I include in there that we're all about no rules, no guilt, no regrets, that you can use disposables and cloth nappies, and that's totally fine. Just giving one cloth nappy a go is, you know, a step in the right direction, all of those kind of things. So not making people feel like there's rules, that they have to do things, and it's super judgy, because that really turns people off as well. We want to be super interactive, really, really friendly, and basically just talking like, this is how I use cloth nappies with my baby. This is basically my routine of what I tend to do. This is why I love sassy pants, and this is what makes them great, right? And then they're going to be all in. Now, one of the big mistakes that people make when they have parties is actually just to expect that people are going to buy the nappies at the end of the party, and it'll be done and dusted. But actually, people don't. They might get off the party and then they get distracted talking to their partner about something, and then life gets in the way, and then they intend to buy nappies and they forget about it. So what I want you to do is, after the live, straight after that, PM each person individually and say thanks for coming, and ask them what they found most useful. And then after they've replied about what they found most useful, it will not only give you some feedback for making sure that your next party is amazing, because you're getting feedback from them about what's worked best, but then also as a follow-up to that, here's my code again, and here's a link to the website. So I would actually put the URL of the website. So all they have to do is click on that link, use your code, and boom, their nappies are going to be sent straight out. Now, remember, a lot of mums who are coming to virtual parties are so tired, honestly. They're super busy, and making life easier for them by making sure that you've got the link in the personal messages is going to be another layer that's going to help them. And of course, you can put a post in the group as well to share your code also. So it's kind of in multiple places. I always think, just treat people as they're dumb. They're not. They just need multiple reminders without feeling harassed. And if you've built a really good relationship with them before and during the virtual party, then after the virtual party, they're not going to feel like you're harassing them. So at least 2 days afterwards, check your spreadsheet to see if they have ordered. So for those of you that have a spreadsheet already, it means that you are already making nappy sales. If you don't have a spreadsheet or access to that, it's probably because nobody's ordered through you yet. But as soon as you do, what I do is I will actually share that spreadsheet with you, and you can have a look at what date, the name of the person, and how much they spent. That will enable you to see how many of the people at that virtual party actually did attend. Now, as a sweetener, you might want to give the host something, like say to them, oh, I'm going to give you a free nappy or a free wet bag or a free something because you've been a host for this and invited all your friends and it's been so awesome. So just be mindful of thinking about that. If you have sent them, if they have ordered, then send them a PM to say thank you, right? Oh, I noticed that you made an order. I so appreciate it. It really means the world to me and my family. Thank you so much for using my code, or something like that. If they have not, then you could send them a personal message resharing your code and letting them know that you're here to help if needed. And that's probably enough. You don't need to harass them over and over. They might have made a decision that cloth nappies are not for them. And we don't want to be feeling like we're pushing something on people and making them feel uncomfortable. The most important thing is that they come away from that virtual party feeling so valued and so cared for, because that is one of our sassy values here. And we are a team that works together for the good of other mums and dads to share the journey of cloth nappies and show them actually how easy it is. One of the things I absolutely love is that most days I will get messages from people who will say, oh my goodness, Laura, using cloth nappies was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Like, it's so easy. And that's what your role is in being a ninja, is to show people actually how simple it is. Now, by using a Facebook group, of course, you could use Zoom instead, and you could implement all of these steps. But the value of a Facebook group is actually that you've formed a little community. And, after a week, you might want to close down the Facebook group, or maybe not. Maybe you want to keep it open for a little bit longer and let people know of any specials that are coming up or anything else that's around. You might want to remove the people from that group and then the next week start a new one. Imagine if you had a virtual party once a week and you just got yourself into a rhythm. Every Wednesday night, I'm going to do a virtual party. I just need to find one host. Well, your next host could well be somebody that has already been in one of your nappy party groups, and therefore, boom, you message them and say, do you want to be a host? If you do, let me know. You'll get a free nappy or something like that, whatever you want to do. And then you've got your next host for the next week, So be mindful of the fact that if you want to make heaps and heaps of sales or sassy pants, you really need to be super active and make it intentional, rather than just saying, oh, I'm going to post something on Instagram and hope for the best, and here's my code and here's a cute photo. You kind of need to go that extra mile. The people who make lots of money with sassy pants are the ones who actually get into a rhythm and a routine where they say, this is how I'm going to run it. I'm going to make the virtual party so much fun, and I'm going to be actively trying to find a new host every week. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you need some technical help, then we're totally here to help. So let me know if you have any more questions. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for the chat. Talk soon. Bye.